5 stores running.
One.
And the woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on I-95 made her first court appearance this morning. It's 10:36. I'm Adam Kirk.
I've got to get Mark Kaye more time on the air.
Be careful what you wish for, Jacksonville. You just might get it.
We want us some Mark Kaye.
Where entertaining meets informative.
You make it easier to go to work knowing I get to listen to you for 2 hours a day.
Local stories, local issues.
Just call it like it is. You are standing solid on truth. I love your show, brother.
This is the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
855-765-1045 is the number. 855-765-1045 is the number. I forgot, not only did Donald Trump speak last night talking about the wall, and not only did Chuck and Nancy or Chancey speak about the wall, but for some reason Bernie Sanders also got a chance to speak for whatever reason, and he used it to basically just insult the president of the United States in prime time.
It gives me no pleasure to tell you what most of you already know. And that is that President Trump lies all of the time.
President Trump lies all of the time. All of the time he's lying. That's what exactly. So when Donald Trump got out there yesterday and said, hey, you know what? This is something that's important. This is what this is all about. It was a big lie in Bernie's book.
This is a choice between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Justice and injustice.
Yeah. And why are we doing it?
This is about whether we fulfill our sacred duty to the American citizens we serve.
Yeah, he had a great line I've got to pull off here about how we don't put up walls to keep out the people that we hate. We do it to protect the people that we love inside the wall. And, a lot of people inside the wall or in the United States of America have been hurt.
Over the years, thousands of Americans have been brutally killed by those who illegally entered our country.
Yeah, those who've illegally entered our country and brought with them all sorts of horrible crimes and malice. And, they're doing and saying horrible things. And they're also bringing let's not forget about the drugs. Donald Trump, I mean, the big part of this, too, is the drugs.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
And he mentioned that.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
That's got a nice beat to it, doesn't it?
Heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
It sounds like the beginning of a rap song.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
In fact, you know what it was? If we got a little beat there, and we just throw Donald Trump on top.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
This could be a hit, man. This is awesome right here.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Yeah. Take it away, Trump.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. My fellow Americans, our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
I'm telling you, this is better than half the stuff we play on the radio.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
We got a crisis on our southern border. Trump says we need to build a wall. That's an order. Bad folks coming over with drugs and whatnot. American peeps getting killed and raped and shot. Let's put up a barrier made of hardened steel. But Chuck and Nancy crying out, no freaking deal. $5 billion, you ain't getting 1 cent. We don't give a crap that we shut down the government. The Democrats ain't negotiating because the president, they freaking hate him. They'd rather keep the border open and the government closed. How these people got elected, only God knows. So pick up your phone and give your congressman a call and say, quit acting like a punk. Build a wall, y'all. Stop spreading hate. Stop spreading lies. Reach across the aisle and compromise. Make America great, or there'll be no doubt. In 2020, we gonna vote all your asses out. That's how you do it right there. Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. That's good. That's a smash. That's a hit. Somebody get me on iTunes because we're gonna win a Grammy with that one. 855-765-1045 is the number. We got Rob on the line in St. Augustine. Rob, thanks so much for calling. How are you? Rob, can you hear me? Rob's gone. Mike, he hated the song. He's like, I don't tune in to hear singing. I don't hear that rap crap. Where's the talk? Mike in Gainesville, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You make it hard to talk because I'm still laughing over the rap. That was pretty cool.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. What'd you want to say, Mike? What'd you think about last night?
I think last night was President Trump's final attempt to play nice with the Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, he was very presidential, out of his normal character. And if something doesn't change and they don't get on board, he will declare a national emergency, and it won't be long. And it is a national emergency. The Democrats aren't funding the ball. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket And it's just absolutely disgraceful that we're going through all this.
We heard a lot of talk before when Donald Trump first said, I'm going to do a national address from the Oval Office. We heard a lot of talk. A lot of people were saying he's going to declare a national emergency. This is it. Get the lawsuits ready because we're going to have to block this in the courts. He's going to move the money around. He didn't do that last night. Now, it's not saying that he's not going to. And you're right. I think that he went out there. He said, here's the problem. He said, I'm going to invite Chuck and Nancy and everybody else back to the Oval Office tomorrow so we can try to work this out. And then I'm going to go to the border. And I think if he does call a national emergency, it's going to be after his border visit. I think that if he calls a national emergency and he uses emergency funding and he sends the Army Corps of Engineers down there or whatever to take care of it from a we've got to protect America standpoint, if he funds it himself, then I think it's going to come after the border visit because he can come back and say, I was there. I saw what happened. I talked to the border agents. I talked to the judges. I saw the immigration problem. I saw the people trying to come across the border. I witnessed it all with my own eyes. And here's exactly what needs to get done. I think that's when it's going to happen. So I look for it to happen here in the next few days because rest assured, he ain't getting no money from Chancey. This is Mike on the South Side. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. Socialist liberals, it's a mental disorder. And every time Bernie Sanders opens up his mouth, he actually believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
And they're putting him and all the other ones are putting every American, whether you vote Republican, Democrat, or smoke pot, or hang out in strip bars, we're all affected the same way because when MS-13 knocks on your front door, breaks it down, they don't want to know if you're a Republican or Democrat.
That is true.
You're fresh meat to them.
That's 100% true. Criminals don't care about political parties. You're absolutely right. They're not going, are you a Democrat? Okay, never mind. We'll go next door. Like, that's not happening. Crime affects everybody. And the other important thing is that when you have crime, when you have illegal immigration, when you have to pay for border security and judges and health care and free schooling and everything else, that's money that comes out of your wallet. I mean, those are tax dollars that come out of your wallet. Notice how everybody's concerned about the IRS shutting down. The Democrats are like, well, Donald Trump's government shutdown, you're not going to get your tax refund. And then the Republicans are like, wait a minute, we have emergency measures in place. We will be sending out tax refunds. Rest assured, you will get your money. Everybody is so up in arms about their tax refund. But what about all the American tax dollars that we're sending to all of these support systems that we really don't need to be wasting money on if we had a wall? What about using the money to build the wall now so we save the money later? It's like instead of a tax refund, which is basically like your paycheck, it's like getting a coupon, It's the best way I always hear all these commercials because we play a lot of commercials on the station. You always hear for hey, buy these windows because they'll bring down your JEA bill or wrap your house in this insulation or paint it with this special paint and you're going to save money on your heat. And over the course of the next 10 years, it's actually going to pay for itself. That's the wall. The wall is like the insulation that we try to sell you. The wall is like those double paned windows. It's a little more expensive now, but down the road, you're going to be saving on your heating costs. So $5 billion now is going to save us $500 billion later on when we try to track down all the illegal drugs. All the meth and the cocaine and the what was it?
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Yeah, that's the heat that's escaping from our houses. That's the money. Those are the dimes that are going out under the cracks in our doors that we need to seal up. We need to energy seal our country. It's like an immigration seal. That's what we need. We need to immigration seal our country, and we will stop losing money on all of these other programs that we need to protect ourselves because we've got leaky immigration. 855-765-1045. Quick break. We got some more of your phone calls. You can send us an open mic message, too. All you have to do is download the mobile app and send it over. You just click on open mic. It comes right to the studio. And if it's not profane, we will air it. 855-7. Sometimes we actually air the profane ones, too, but totally by accident. 855-765-1045. This is the Mark Kaye Show. We'll be right back.
Love listening to Mark, but can't every day? Good news. You can subscribe to the Mark Kaye Show podcast on iTunes or Google Play. Listen when you want, on the device you want. This is the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, the three big things you need to know.
Democrats will once again try to get the government back open today in an attempt to pass a series of funding bills. The chairman of Sears is on the clock to keep his company open. Eddie Lampert has until this afternoon to fund a deal that would keep 425 stores going. And the woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on 95 last month made her first court appearance this morning.
The only station in Jacksonville that alerts you about severe weather every 90 seconds. When you hear these tones, WOKV First Alert Storm Center has been activated to keep you and your family safe and informed. This is where Jacksonville turns first for severe weather. News 104.5 WOKV.
The legendary Arlo Guthrie returns to the Florida Theater.
Riding on the city of New Orleans.
Hear the Alice's Restaurant Massacre song in its entirety. Arlo Guthrie live at the Florida Theater on January 23rd. Tickets are on sale now. Order online at floridatheater.com. The Florida Theater is sponsored by Community First Credit Union.
If your home was built before 1975, I have an important message you need to hear. Homes built before 1975 were built with cast iron pipes that are corroding right beneath your feet. Many homeowners are unaware, and your pipes may be decaying completely out of sight. This ticking time bomb can lead to devastating water damage to your home. Our firm is currently representing thousands of Florida homeowners to make their insurance companies pay to replace and repair their pipes. Our lawyers have successfully won money for clients to repipe their homes, but your time to file a claim may be limited. If your home was built before 1975, visit pipelawsuit.com or call us now at 800-888-1234. To find out if your home is affected, visit our website at pipelawsuit.com or call us now at 800-888-1234. Morgan & Morgan, offices, Jacksonville.
It's a new day. I'm Daniel Davis, President and CEO of the Jacks Chamber. Northeast Florida has entered a new era of job creation and broad-based economic opportunity. With the state's economic rebound, our unparalleled natural resources, and the collaboration among the 7 counties in the Jacksonville region, our future has never been so bright. Please join me at the Chamber as we build a business climate where all can grow. Call 904-366-6636 or visit myjackschamber.com.
The Florida Lottery has awarded over 800,000 Bright Futures scholarships and counting. That means Bright Futures scholars are everywhere.
They are doctors,
teachers,
scientists,
even artists.
They are shining in every field imaginable. And every day, more students are preparing for their moment in the spotlight. With Bright Futures and the Florida Lottery.
Why do local women watch Action News Jacks? Because the unexpected can mess up their day. They like to know about the rain, the recalls, and school changes because their families are depending on them. They need more than just crime stories. They want to be in the know with real investigations that truly impact them, not something they can just Google. Is that selfish? We don't think so. Their time is valuable. In fact, more women are now watching Action News Jacks than any other station.
Hey, it's Mark Kaye from The Mark Kaye Show. Couple things. First of all, thanks so much for making WOKV your #1 station. And thank you for tuning in to The Mark Kaye Show, the fastest growing talk show in Jacksonville. And that's not fake news. I want to return the favor. I want to help you grow your business too. So let's work together. Contact General Sales Manager Bob DeBloy at 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Get your business growing by teaming up with me, Mark Kaye, and The Mark Kaye Show. Call 245-8732. That's 245-8732.
Cox Health Marketing is a center of excellence for healthcare marketing. Our specialized team, backed by the vast resources of Cox Media Group, is dedicated to growing your business. Together, we have developed a process that is proven to produce real, impactful results.
Hi, my name is Melody Hutchison with Cox Health Marketing of Northeast Florida. If you're a local practice that wants to grow your business with the right patients and the right procedures, call me, 662-0750. That's 662-0750.
WOKV FM Atlantic Beach. Powered by News South Factory direct windows. Listen everywhere in the WOKV app. News 104.5 WOKV, a Cox Media Group station.
What if I told you there was a way to step into another gear for your brain and be much sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only dream about, and notice these results in 30 minutes? Hard to believe? Neuroscientists are calling this new brain discovery the biggest advancement in brain science to date. It's called Limitless, the brain pill of the future. Take it, and within 30 minutes, you'll transport your mind to a new level of focus and clarity you would have never thought possible.
I took Limitless, and it started working in minutes. All of a sudden, it felt like a dark cloud had been lifted up right before my eyes. I have a mental clarity I've never felt before.
Biz execs, athletes, teachers, and students are calling Limitless a secret weapon for the brain. You have nothing to lose, so call now and find out how to get a free bottle today.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Limitless. Call 800-681-9041. That's 800-681-9041. Free bottle for a limited time. Call now, 800-681-9041. 800-681-9041.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
Breezy and turning cooler today. The skies become partly to mostly sunny, highs in the 60s and 8 on the WOKV weather meter. Clear, breezy, and cold tonight. We drop into the mid-30s by morning, but even lower wind chills. And mostly sunny, but a chilly day tomorrow. Your Thursday high 56, down near freezing with a light inland frost for tomorrow night. But then Friday, the start of a warming trend, partly sunny skies, and into the mid-60s in the afternoon. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish for News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic. Get WOKV breaking news alerts in 3 simple steps.
1.
Go to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
2.
Download the News 104.5 WOKV app.
3.
Enable alerts. This is where Jacksonville turns first for breaking news. News 104.5 WOKV.
At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. The federal government remains shut down for one reason, and one reason only, because Democrats will not fund border security.
That is Donald Trump last night in the Oval Office giving his address. And then, of course, there was another address with Chuck and Nancy, who looked like Lorne Michaels and Tina Fey from Saturday Night Live. In fact, that's what my wife thought. She literally walked in and said, "Why is Saturday Night Live on?" And I thought that'd be a great time for Saturday Night Live. They might as well just, because, they're going to parody this thing anyway. So what they might as well do is just do it right. Instead of letting Chuck and Nancy speak, just let the cast of Saturday Night Live do whatever they're going to do afterward anyway. And that way we don't have to stay up late on Saturday and watch it. Not like anyone does anymore. If I see it, it's usually Sunday morning on YouTube. 855-765-1045. This is the Mark Kaye Show. One thing that Donald Trump said yesterday, and I'd love to get your take on this too, because this is something that I thought it was he said it before, but whoever wrote this, I don't know if it was Stephen Miller or somebody else, but this was probably the most eloquent way to address this one comment that keeps coming up over and over again.
Some have suggested a barrier is immoral. Then why do wealthy politicians build walls, fences, and gates around their homes? They don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside.
And that 100% sums up why you have walls, why you have a house, why you live in a gated community, why you have a lock on your door. Here in Florida, you can live in an apartment complex with a gate, and nobody complains that the gate is immoral. Nobody complains that the lock on your door is keeping out people who may be hungry. That's like saying, that's basically what you're saying. You're saying that, look, there's people who are hungry and they need a shower and they need a bed and they don't have a job, and you're locking your house. And inside your house is food and clothing and money, and you're keeping them from all that stuff that they need. You are being immoral. Take that lock off your door. Take that door off your house. In fact, you know what? Let's just knock down all the walls and let people come and go and use your belongings and take advantage of all your hard work, as they please. Because that's basically what the Democrats are saying. They're saying we don't want to protect the American people. We don't. What did Donald Trump say? You build the wall. Why?
They don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside.
Yeah, we don't want a wall because we hate Mexico. We love Mexico. There's Cancun and Playa del Carmen and all these other places. We love tequila. It's fantastic. But what we don't like is the crime and the meth and the heroin and the cocaine.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Yeah, all that stuff. So to protect the people inside the wall, we're going to build it. I mean, that's exactly right. And the Democrats saying we don't need a wall, we don't want a wall, we don't want a steel barrier, keeping people out there, basically saying that they don't love the people inside. They don't love America. They don't love Americans. They love you when you're voting for them, but they don't love you otherwise. Otherwise, they would want to protect you, wouldn't it? I mean, it just seems like common sense. But then again, common sense has no place in the U.S. House of Representatives. Neil from St. Johns County. How's it going, Neil? Thanks for calling the Mark Kaye Show.
Hey, it's going great. I just wanted to comment on CNN's fact check last night. I thought it was kind of funny. President Trump had said that illegals will kidnap children to use them as shields to get in as a family. And CNN had said, no, that's false. But then they put up a statistic that happens with about 1%.
Yeah.
Well, that would make that true, So if there's 10 million illegals, that would mean 100,000 kids have been kidnapped. I think that would be a true statement that they called false.
And wouldn't that also,
I think they're all...
I feel like that would also constitute some kind of humanitarian crisis, wouldn't it?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. I think they're all in on just flat out calling him a liar every chance they can, even if they have to make up, a lie of a truth, and that clearly is true.
Hey, thanks so much for calling. They only CNN can take a truth and turn it into a lie when it's really
gives me no pleasure to tell you what most of you already know, and that is that President Trump lies all of the time.
He lies all of the time. Listen, every statement Donald Trump made, he didn't say 1 million kids have been kidnapped. He didn't say 1 million people have been killed. He didn't say 20,000 tons of drugs every day. He said true statements. Thousands of Americans have been killed. True statement. There are hundreds of people at the border right now who are being devastated. That's true. Coyotes kidnap children. That's true. And drugs come across the border. And illegal immigrants have committed crimes. All of that is true. Not one false statement. He didn't give specific numbers, but isn't one enough? Isn't one American being killed by an illegal immigrant who shouldn't be here enough? Isn't one child getting kidnapped by a coyote so they can pretend they're a family and come across the border enough? Isn't 1 pound of cocaine enough? Well, it depends on which rock star you're asking. Anyway, Lindsay Lohan's like, 1 pound of cocaine? Absolutely not. That's never enough. 855-765-1045. Listen, we got to take a quick break. If you want to, you can give us a buzz. We're going to do some Whatever You Want Wednesday next. If you're watching on Facebook, please like and share this too. We want to get as many people involved as possible. And some people, they can't stream us. They can't download the app for whatever reason. But you can watch us on Facebook anywhere. So hit that share button, and we'll be right back. More of the Mark Kaye Show's next on News 104.5 WOKV.
This is News 104.5 WOKV, where Jacksonville turns first for breaking news, severe weather, and traffic alerts. On air, online, on every device with the WOKV app.
Live team coverage starts now.
Good morning, Jacksonville. It's 10:59. I'm Adam Kirk, and our top national story. Governor Ron DeSantis nominating his first judge to the Florida Supreme Court. Miami native Barbara Lagoa. DeSantis made the announcement this morning in downtown Miami at the Freedom Tower, which is a symbol of freedom to Cubans who fled from Fidel Castro's communist rule. Lagoa was born in America, but is also Cuban and serves on Florida's 3rd District Court of Appeals. She becomes the first Hispanic woman to serve on the Florida Supreme Court and is the start of what he says will be a conservative makeover of the court. He has 3 justices in total to nominate. This is his first one. Staff changes are reportedly coming to the Trump administration.
Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein is planning to leave his role in the coming weeks, according to Fox News. We told you when President Trump tapped William Barr to replace Jeff Sessions as Attorney General after asking him to resign last year. Rosenstein wants to ensure a smooth transition for Barr. Danielle Lee, News 104.5 WOKV.
Democrats will try to pass a series of funding bills today in an attempt to get the government back open.
I'm Jamie Dupree in Washington. On this day 19 of the partial shutdown, Democrats will rally with federal workers on furlough from their jobs. President Trump, meanwhile, sits down with GOP senators as some Republicans in Congress have started to publicly say it's time to reopen all of the federal government.
It's unclear how many Republicans will vote for the bills. The bills would fund the departments through September 30th. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying on the Senate floor he won't waste time by bringing up bills that President Trump won't sign. The hunt is on for a hit-and-run driver, meantime, who killed a man on the west side.
Troopers say 29-year-old Charles Raybuck was killed when he was walking along Normandy Boulevard. Troopers say he wasn't in a crosswalk, but the driver left the scene. They also found a bumper left at the scene, which they hope will link them to the suspect. FHP is asking any witnesses to come forward with any information. For CBS 47 Fox 30 Action News Jax, I'm Alicia Tarancon for 104.5 WOKV.
WOKV News Time coming up on 11:02 when the highs will only be in the 50s, and yep, we could even see frost on the windshield. And more of the Marquee Show next.
Listen every morning at 7:10 and 8:40 for the latest on all things D.C. with Washington insider Jamie Dupree. This is where Jacksonville turns first for breaking news. News 104.5 WOKV.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up. This message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale. This Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
There are lots of reasons to choose Farah and Farah.
The law offices of Farah and Farah, they treated me like I was somebody.
They have the gift of making you feel welcome, and they care about you. You're not just a number or a piece of paper to them. They care about your whole family there.
I've been treated exceptionally well. If I didn't know that they had a large business, I would think I was their only client.
Results in individual cases are based on the unique facts of each case.
Hey, WOKV listeners, Brian Kilmeade here. I know there's a lot of fake news out there when it comes to hard water and no salt water softeners. You must go to a source you can trust. In Jacksonville, the source to trust that actually removes hardness in your water, that ruins appliances and fixtures, is Affordable Water. Affordable Water has well-trained crews, and can you believe this? They actually answer when you call. I tried it myself, and you should too. Call 904-262-0197. License number W32.
Visit AffordableWaterJacks.com today. Wakeoff's AC brings you the 5-day forecast. When your AC breaks, they get there fast.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter, partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler today. Still reach the mid-60s, but a cold night tonight, and still breezy. Mid-30s, but wind chills in the upper 20s by morning. Mostly sunny and chilly tomorrow. Thursday high just 56. A light inland frost tomorrow night, and then Friday will be partly sunny and the start of a warming trend with an afternoon high of 63. With the First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish for News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic.
Orange Park Drive is on the West Beltway southbound. I'm looking at the FDOT traffic cameras now, and you're wide open, headed over the Buckman Bridge. Getting from Blanding over to the 95 Ramston South Side will take just 10 minutes. Continuing on to the East Beltway northbound, it's also delay-free. 7 minutes will get you from I-95 through the construction zone before Bay Meadows and up to JTB. With Jacksonville's most frequent traffic, I'm Brian Riley.
Now, the 3 big things you need to know.
Democrats will once again try to get the government back open today in an attempt to pass a series of individual funding bills.
2.
Democrat or Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein is reportedly planning to leave his position at the Justice Department.
1.
And the woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on 95 last month made her first court appearance this morning, being held on a $125,000 bond. It's 11:06. I'm Adam Kirk.
I've got to get Mark Kaye more time on the air.
Be careful what you wish for, Jacksonville. You just might get it.
We want us some Mark Kaye.
Where entertaining meets informative.
You make it easier to go to work knowing I get to listen to you for 2 hours a day.
Local stories, local issues.
Just call it like it is. You are standing solid on truth. I love your show, brother.
This is the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
Cruising down the street, bumping the Mark Kaye remix to meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Just build a wall.
Yeah, meth, heroin, cocaine, and apparently people are really enjoying that.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Definitely a club banger. Top #1 forever.
Wow. Who knew? Well, Josh and I were just messing around before the show, and he's like, hey, you know what you should do? You should take that clip and you should lay it down over a beat. And I was like, hey, we'll do that, and we'll see if anyone likes it.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Donald Trump talking about drugs coming across the southern border.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
I feel like all of his press conferences should have a beat underneath it.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
This is my favorite part. This is where it really gets into it.
My fellow Americans, our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including
meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. This could be our new theme song.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
And then I went into a big long rap, and people are like, hey, where can I get it?
Awesome, Mark Kaye. That's the first and only rap song I've ever heard that I enjoyed.
Yeah, you get a lot of that. What I'll do is right now, we're streaming live on Facebook. So if you go on Facebook, you can just go back to the beginning of the stream. It was like one of the first things we did. And maybe later on today, after my nap, what I'll do is I'll isolate it and we'll put it up as a video and we'll play it over and over again. But like I said, hey, I'm just glad you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoy when we don't take things nearly as seriously as we should. All right, it's Wednesday today, and that means it's Whatever You Want Wednesday. And on Whatever You Want Wednesday, you get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because really, what we do is we just plan 1 hour of the show. So whatever you want to talk about, hopefully, is interesting enough to carry us through the next full hour. Otherwise, we're all screwed. 855-765-1045. You can also leave us an open mic message too. I imagine a lot of talk will still be on the wall. And I imagine a lot of talk will still be on Donald Trump yesterday making his case to the American people and saying that this is definitely a humanitarian crisis. This is something we definitely need, and I'm not going to budge on it. And the Democrats are using this as a political tool, which they 100% are. Don't get mistaken. Don't think that the Democrats, that Chuck and Nancy, are out, that they're trying to do something good for the American people. No, they're trying to keep all the power, and they're trying to win an election. For Democrats, everything they do is about power and elections. And they're mad still that they lost the last election, the presidential election. They really want to win the next presidential election. I think they're upset that the Republicans got more senators in the Senate. I think that the fact that Rick Scott won out finally in Florida, even though they tried to fix the election, even though they had Broward County and Palm Beach County doing their darndest to keep that from happening. I think the fact that he got sworn in yesterday still bites them in the butt. I think the fact that Ron DeSantis is our governor really annoys the heck out of them. I mean, this is Florida, for crying out loud. This is one of the purplest states ever. I'll be honest with you. I think that Chuck and Nancy and a lot of other Democrats are still really upset that George Bush beat Al Gore by 507 votes or whatever it was back in 2000. They've never gotten over that. And that's why they are dead set on winning an election. And the best way to win the next election is to keep Donald Trump from building that wall. 855-765-1045. Jeff in St. Johns County. Thanks for calling the Mark Kaye Show. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Oh, good. What do you want to say?
Well, first of all, if you ever lose your radio show, you've got a good future as a rapper, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
But hey, anyway, I've been listening or watching Nancy Pelosi for years, stand behind her podium and say, that's what the American people want. That lady has absolutely no idea what the American people want. Neither does Chuck Schumer. But let me tell you something. We've spent over $18 million on a witch hunt, trying to somehow prove collusion against President Trump for this last election. And that's a whole lot of money wasted. But why don't we do something? If the elected officials, both in the Republicans and the Democrats, really want to find out how the American people think, well, then let's do a referendum vote on this wall, because that's what then we'll finally know. You know, I am a conservative, registered Republican, but you know, there's a lot of times when my elected officials don't speak in the same way that I feel too. So why not spend the money and let's do a referendum vote and find out for finally what the American people do want regarding this wall.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for calling. We appreciate it. I mean, look, you could do a referendum vote, but you did it already. It was called the presidential election. And Donald Trump went out there and said, this is the number one issue facing America, immigration. This is how we fix it. We build a wall. You could really basically sum up Donald Trump's campaign into build a wall. It was make America great again, build a wall. He kept it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what they always say. And it worked. And he won. And that was your referendum vote right there. Now, the fact that Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi feel like they have power. And I'd like to point out, Chuck Schumer, the reason you always see him with Nancy Pelosi is because he has no power of his own. He's the minority leader. He did not win back the Senate. Chuck Schumer is a senator. And there's very little he can do without Nancy Pelosi. It's got to be it's got to be so... It's got to just be the word. I mean, to really talk about being demoralizing and just to be like a blow to one's manhood, to have to stand next to Nancy Pelosi and know that she controls her house, but you don't control yours. That's just got to be, it's got to be so, I just feel bad for the guy from time to time. But that's why you always see them together, because Chuck Schumer is the minority leader. And he can't do anything in the Senate. He's not going to get... Thank God the Republicans at least, and I think after this election, and I've said this for the last couple days, losing the House of Representatives, I think, was a wake-up call to a lot of Republicans. And I think they realized, wow, somebody just left me an open mic, said, why didn't we do this when we had all three out? Why are we shutting down the government now to build this wall? Why didn't we build the wall in the first 2 years? Great question. Great question. And Donald Trump's partly to blame. He should have come in here the very first day and said, build the wall. But he was messing around with North Korea. He was doing some other things. The fact of the matter is that when you look at it, the Republicans in the Congress didn't want the wall. Paul Ryan didn't want the wall. So many Republicans are gone now because they didn't want the wall. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. They didn't want to help Donald Trump and his agenda. Donald Trump, he had more enemies in the Republican Party than he even did in the Democratic Party. Maybe not more, but probably an equal amount. Plus, don't forget the whole Russia thing that they instituted, the Mueller investigation, that whole debacle when Jeff Sessions stepped aside, when he recused himself. So from the get-go, it was all out attack on Donald Trump. And yeah, could he have said, we're going to make the wall the number one issue and we're going to work on that? He could have. He went after taxes. Taxes was important. He went after, getting the corporate income tax back. He went after some trade deals. He went after the money, which he felt was the number one most important thing. He went after getting rid of NAFTA and redoing it. You know, he went after becoming recreating it into the USMACA, whatever, the United States-Mexico Accord. And now he's saying, I've got all this money, you've got all this money in your taxes, let's work on the wall. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the other two branches of government to just write checks for him anymore. He's got to deal with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. And he's doing it basically the only way that he can. Because that power is gone, by saying, you've got to compromise with me. And they're flat out saying, we refuse to compromise. Joey and Mandarin, thanks so much for calling the Mark Kaye Show. How you doing, Joey?
Hey, Mark. I'm doing okay, thanks.
Oh, good. What'd you want to say?
I just want to let you know that I did vote for Trump. I did everything I could to help get him elected.
Uh-huh.
And I'll do the same in 2020 because he didn't go after the presidency because he felt like he wanted to do so many things and make money, meaning, take his entourage, fly around and visit maybe the Taj Mahal or something of that nature.
Right.
And many planes full of friends, relatives, and future voters for him. Among so many things that you just mentioned, America being the great money tree for the world. And so that's all. And I'm I'm glad you had your 2-hour show.
Oh, Joey, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Look, and by the way, when you say Trump doesn't go to the Taj Mahal, do you mean the casino he built in Atlantic City or the actual one in India? Because I think the one in Atlantic City, I think they went bankrupt. 855-765-1045 is the number. 855-765-1045 is the number. Jim from St. Augustine, how are you? Thanks for calling the Mark Kaye Show. What do you want to say?
Doing pretty good. I just wanted you to ask a question out there. These people that are furloughed and people that are laid off, particularly contractors, that, are not going to get any money when the thing finally does end. Why aren't they allowed to file for unemployment? And that way they can get some money.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't think they're unemployed. They're just furloughed. Furloughed isn't unemployed. Furloughed just means we're going to make you work and not pay you because we don't have any money in the government. Unemployed means you're fired. And I don't think these people want to be fired. I think they like their jobs. I think they eventually want to keep their jobs and get the money that they usually get as their salary. But that's not the case right now. So I guess you could quit and then file for unemployment or something. You know what I read? You know what I read that some furloughed people are doing, that some of these government workers who are not getting paid or who are non-essential, some of the parks workers and things. You know what I read that they're doing? Oh, I got to take a break. I'll tell you in just a minute. 855-765-1045. To me, this is genius. And to me, this shows that Americans, when they're faced with crisis, will do anything and all and everything that they can do to survive. And it shows to me that Donald Trump is probably going to win this argument in the end because of what these government workers who aren't collecting paychecks have started doing. I'll tell you the whole story coming up here in just a minute, plus more of your phone calls. It's Whatever You Want Wednesday, 855-765-1045. We'll be right back.
Don't want to miss a minute of the fun of the Mark Kaye Show? Listen live everywhere you go in the News 104.5 WOKV app. This is the Mark Kaye Show.
Now, the 3 big things you need to know.
3. Democrats will once again try to get the government back open today in an attempt to pass a series of funding bills. 2. The chairman of Sears is on the clock to keep his company open. Eddie Lampert has until this afternoon to fund a deal that would keep 425 stores going.
1.
And the woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on 95 last month made her first court appearance this morning.
Traffic's bad enough on normal days.
I was probably about 15 minutes behind.
It is bad.
The WOKV Advantage, first alert traffic every 6 minutes in the morning. We're helping you avoid the delays, find the alternates, and get to work on time. This is where Jacksonville turns first for traffic. News 104.5 WOKV.
Guys, are you not performing the way you used to in the bedroom? This can happen at any age. Cenegenics Elite Health is helping men reach peak sexual performance with the revolutionary GainsWave ED treatment. There are no shots or pills with GainsWave. It's safe acoustic wave therapy that's pain-free. You can be spontaneous, and there's no downtime. Call Cenegenics Elite Health to schedule a free consultation at 904-500-5500 or visit GainsWaveJax.com.
It's a new day. I'm Daniel Davis, President and CEO of the Jax Chamber. Northeast Florida has entered a new era of job creation and broad-based economic opportunity. With the state's economic rebound, our unparalleled natural resources, and the collaboration among the 7 counties in the Jacksonville region, our future has never been so bright. Please join me at the Chamber as we build a business climate where all can grow. Call 904-366-6636 or visit myjaxchamber.com.
Are you afraid of the IRS because you have unfiled or unpaid taxes? Most don't realize that having unfiled federal taxes is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail for each unfiled return. With the IRS, it's never a question of if they'll come, but when. Don't live in fear. Call J. David Tax Law now for a no-cost consultation at 904-606-0009. That's 904-606-0009. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur. Payroll doesn't seem that hard. It's just pay rate times hours worked, right? Sounds easy enough. Well, payroll is easy as long as each employee's tax withholdings are properly set up and as long as you don't shoot yourself in the foot along the way. But payroll can be punishing for business owners like me who will assemble their kids' toys without reading the instructions first. We don't need to read instructions unless we're desperate. That's why Patriot Software offers payroll setup and support for free for businesses with up to 100 employees. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com. Accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Most baby boomers have told me they had no idea what they were facing tax-wise in their retirement. Imagine paying more taxes in retirement than when you were working. Do you want to stop the tax madness and hold on to your hard-earned savings? I'm best-selling author and wealth strategist Chuck Oliver, and my mission is helping people keep what they've worked so hard to earn. You can do nothing and just let life happen, or you can take action and attend my short, free educational webinar, retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.
Hey, it's Mark Kaye from The Mark Kaye Show. Couple things. First of all, thanks so much for making WOKV your #1 station. And thank you for tuning in to The Mark Kaye Show, the fastest growing talk show in Jacksonville. And that's not fake news. I want to return the favor. I want to help you grow your business too. So let's work together. Contact General Sales Manager Bob DeBloy at 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Get your business growing by teaming up with me, Mark Kaye, and The Mark Kaye Show. Call 245-8732. That's 245-8732.
It's Rich Jones encouraging you to join my team in the March to Get Screened 5K with the Borland Groover Foundation. Help raise awareness of colon cancer. The March to Get Screened, March 31st. You can join my team now at WOKV.com. It's Rich Jones. Investing in today's economic environment may not be for the faint of heart. With a market correction possibly around the corner, you want a place where you can feel your money is safe, but still earn a strong return on your investment. Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Capital, is here to provide that option.
At DLP Capital, we know that a market correction is inevitable. So we have invested a lot of time and energy helping our investors prepare and minimize the volatility of the market's effect on their investments. We invest in real assets at DLP with a strategy that has very little volatility and we feel is extremely well positioned for the next market downturn. In fact, in our entire history, we have never seen our returns decrease below our targeted returns, have never distributed less than a 9% annual return to investor partners in any of our investment funds.
Dial **invest on your mobile phone or visit highyieldreturns.net to start doubling your money today. That's *invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
An investment's past performance is not indicative of future results, and not all investments are suitable for every investor. All investments present risk, which in some cases could include your principal investment. Investors are advised to fully review and understand the investment materials and seek the advice of a financial and tax advisor.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
Breezy and turning cooler today. The skies become partly to mostly sunny, highs in the 60s and 8 on the WOKV weather meter. Clear, breezy, and cold tonight. We drop into the mid-30s by morning, but even lower wind chills. And mostly sunny, but a chilly day tomorrow. Your Thursday high 56, down near freezing with a light inland frost for tomorrow night. But then Friday, the start of a warming trend, partly sunny skies, and into the mid-60s in the afternoon. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jack's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, for News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic.
Hey, it's Mark Kaye from The Mark Kaye Show. We've got a brand new studio and a brand new phone number. Write this down. 855-765-1045. That's 855-765-1045. If you want to get through to The Mark Kaye Show, that's the number you have to use. Show. My name is Mark Kaye. Thanks so much for joining me today. 855-765-1045. It's Whatever You Want Wednesday. And that means that whatever you want to talk about, we will be talking about. Whether you want to talk about, well, so far it's pretty much the wall.
My dearest Chansey, please give me my wall.
By the way, Chansey's Chuck and Nancy. We just so when they were this photo yesterday, and if you haven't been on my Twitter yet, go check it out because this photo yesterday is so creepy. It was their Democratic response to a presidential basically address to the nation, which is totally weird. And in fact, Lester Holt, God love him. I was watching him yesterday. He goes, coming up in just moments, we will have the Democratic response to this presidential address. And he goes, typically we don't have Democratic responses to presidential addresses, but these are not typical times. And he's basically saying, look, everybody who says Donald Trump's out of the ordinary, they're out of the ordinary too. He's going to hold a press conference. Well, guess what? We're going to hold a press conference. He's going to have a presidential address. Well, we're going to have an address too. We're going to do it in the Capitol building, and we're going to stand next to each other. Like, you know what they look like? They look like the modern version of the American Gothic painting. You know the American Gothic painting where the old man is in the overalls with the pitchfork, and he's standing next to his wife who's dressed like a Quaker, and they're in front of a farmhouse? That's what they look like. In fact, if somebody out there who's Photoshop savvy can take Chuck and Nancy, can take Chancey's faces from yesterday and Photoshop them onto American Gothic, I would love you forever, because I want to see that happen. And I know I know it's almost lunchtime, and I know are probably looking for ways to screw around at work, because that's what I'm always trying to do too. 855-765-1045. In just a minute, I'm going to tell you what some of these government workers are doing during the shutdown. But first, let's go to Ken, who's been holding very patiently in Hastings. Ken, thanks so much for calling the Mark Kaye Show. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning and congratulations on your second hour. That is great news.
Oh, I appreciate it.
I want a basic change in conversation.
Okay.
And I think we stop calling it the wall, and we stop calling it a wall, and we start calling it our wall.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We should just call it. We should just call it what it is: America's wall. And this is exactly the way. Hey, thanks so much for calling. It is the way you brand it. It's the way, and Democrats know that, because you're going to hear them all the time say Donald Trump is shutting down the government because he wants his wall. Donald Trump's wall. Trump's wall is the reason that he's beating his fist on the table and saying you're not going to get any money. But it's not Donald Trump's wall. If Donald Trump wanted a wall, he would just go out, write himself a check, and build one. But the wall is for all. It's a wall for all. It's for the entire country. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Green Party. We talked about it. The Wiccan Party, whatever it is. If you're Antifa, you know how the wall is even for you. If you're Antifa, it's to keep you safe. It's to keep all of the terrorists out. It's to keep the rapists and the murderers out. It's to keep. Donald Trump made a great point about jobs too, economically. It makes it's only sane to have a wall, because you're keeping out illegal immigrants who will do the work that African American workers and minority workers and Latin American workers traditionally go out and find. And they say that illegal immigration hurts those subsets of the population the most. And that's true. You know, Bernie Sanders says Donald Trump lies about a lot of stuff. He ain't lying about that at all. That's a true fact. Even CNN fact checkers can't skew that one. And so it is. It's a wall for everyone in the United States of America, no matter what. And the Democrats should probably start realizing that, but they want to brand it as Trump's wall. They want to brand it as a bad thing, not as a good thing. You know, and that's why Donald Trump keeps hammering home the fact that drugs are coming across the border. Don't forget all the drugs.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
The Democrats, the wall will keep those drugs away.
Meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl.
Oh, but you know what? Maybe that's why they don't want the wall. Maybe they don't. Maybe the Democrats are like, look, dude, we do not. You think we got this way by not doing drugs? You got to keep that border open, because I need my fix. 855-765-1045 is the number. Coming up, I'll tell you what these government workers are doing in the midst of this government shutdown to get paid. Plus, it's Whatever You Want Wednesday, so whatever you want to talk about, just give me a call. 855-765-1045. More of the Mark Kaye Show coming up next on News 104.5 WOKV.
This is News 104.5 WOKV.
Wakeoff's AC brings you the 5-day forecast. When your AC breaks, they get there fast.
It's Rich Jones. One of the best ways to start off 2019 is behind the wheel of a brand new 2019 Toyota from Arlington Toyota. If you're wanting to start something new this year, now's the time. Arlington Toyota is kicking off 2019 with big savings on their huge selection of over 1,000 new and pre-owned every day at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard. And Arlington invites you to join the club. The Arlington Toyota $5,000 Advantage Club comes with your new or pre-owned purchase. It's loaded with discounts on service and parts, a discount card good at area restaurants and stores, trade-in cash, and even a national lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles for new purchases. Arlington Toyota is giving you all the buying confidence you need with their iPreCheck. It's powered by TransUnion, so you can check your credit without affecting your score. Get instant payment results custom to you, no social security number or birthday required. Ready to kick off 2019? Push start in a brand new Toyota from Arlington Toyota, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and at arlingtontoyota.com.
This is News 104.5 WOKV, where Jacksonville turns first for breaking news, severe weather, and traffic alerts. On air, online, on every device with the WOKV app.
Live team coverage starts now.
Good morning, Jacksonville. It's 11:30. I'm Adam Kirk. Our top national story. President Trump holding more meetings with congressional leaders today to find a way out of this partial government shutdown.
Following his primetime address last night, the president will travel to Capitol Hill this afternoon to meet with Senate Republicans to lay out his strategy for trying to get Congress to provide funding for a border wall with Mexico.
This barrier is absolutely critical to border security.
Later today, the president will meet with congressional leaders from both parties in the Situation Room in an effort to end the impasse. At the White House, John Decker, Fox News.
Governor Ron DeSantis has only been on the job for 24 hours, and already he's remaking the state Supreme Court. He nominated his first justice this morning at the Freedom Tower in downtown Miami. He appointed Miami native Barbara Lagoa, who currently serves on Florida's 3rd District Court of Appeals. She becomes the first Hispanic woman to serve on the Florida Supreme Court. The woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on I-95 is now charged with DUI manslaughter and made a first appearance in court this morning. Kathy Adams was killed while her husband, a JSO motorcycle cop, is still recovering from that same crash. Kim Johnston's bond was held at $125,000. Court documents say her blood alcohol level was nearly twice the legal limit 7 hours after the crash. And 2 men are facing multiple charges after a drug bust in their Middleburg home. Clay deputies raided the home on Range Line Road early today, arrested 48-year-old James Sheldon and a 19-year-old Matthew Sheldon on charges including possession of marijuana, among other things. Deputies found more than 1,000 grams of marijuana, though, and other paraphernalia like bongs and scales there. WOKV News Time 11:32. The big change in our weather that's on the way, and more the Mark Kaye Show next.
Connect with WOKV with one simple phone call. Grab your cell phone and dial ***1045. That's ***1045. We'll send you a link to listen live. Download the app, check the radar, and much more. This is where Jacksonville turns first for news, weather, and traffic. News 104.5 WOKV.
Have you been lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen. And if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA in the crash years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits, reduce taxes dramatically, and also have my money protected when the next stock market crash hits. When the next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now to get your free book and talk to a specialist to discover this little-known strategy to get potential double-digit growth during good years and never lose in the next market crash. Call 800-231-9494 to discover this asset that people like Walt Disney and JCPenney use to grow wealthy. Plus, get one of just 97 free books left. We even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call 1-800-231-9494. 1-800-231-9494. That's 1-800-231-9494.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the most common and life-altering injuries that we see after a car crash is a herniated disc. Often it causes a lifetime of care, injections, and surgeries. A life where the most simple enjoyments become painful struggles. But insurance companies often refuse to pay for these injuries. They say disc herniation is no big deal, but we know the truth. We know how life-altering a disc herniation can be. We've won millions of dollars for clients with disc herniation because we know how devastating these injuries really are. If you have a herniated disc after a car crash, call us. You can reach us by dialing #law on your cell phone. That's #529. #law, that's all. It's easy to remember and even easier to get in touch with us. If you're injured in a car crash or at work, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Offices, Jackson.
I can give you a brand new kitchen in days, not weeks, not months. Hi, I'm Jeff Martin from Martin Appliance and Greystone Kitchens with my secret formula for your new kitchen. Quick and easy and economical. 90% of new cabinets today are painted. Modern colors, crisp and clean. 90% of new cabinets countertops are granite or quartz. Impeccably stylish, incredibly functional. Our secret? We swap your counters and refinish your cabinets to the color of your choice at a fraction of the cost. None of the hassle, and done in days. Call Greystone Kitchens at 213-9100 for your secret solution. Come see us on Phillips Highway across from Regal Cinema. That's Greystone Kitchens and Martin Appliance. New kitchen, new appliances. And if you want new cabinets, I can do that too. I'm a licensed contractor, for crying out loud. Florida State License CGC 1526479.
What you see is what you get. Martin Appliance Family.
Now, the WOKV First Alert Forecast.
An 8 on the WOKV weather meter, partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler today. Still reach the mid-60s, but a cold night tonight, and still breezy. Mid-30s, but wind chills in the upper 20s by morning. Mostly sunny and chilly tomorrow. Thursday high just 56. A light inland frost tomorrow night, and then Friday will be partly sunny and the start of a warming trend with an afternoon high of 63. With your First Alert Forecast, I'm Action News Jack's Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish for News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic.
Arlington drivers on the East Beltway southbound, you're delay-free. Driving from Heckscher over the Danes Point Bridge and down to JTB will take you 11 minutes. On JTB, both east and westbound, you're moving freely, just 11 minutes between A1A and I-95. This report is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Getting started in the mornings is no easy feat, but the Egg White Grill from Chick-fil-A can help. With its delicious egg whites and grilled chicken, it's a great jump start to your day. Served until 10:30 a.m. at your local Jacksonville Chick-fil-A. With Jacksonville's most frequent traffic, I'm Brian Riley.
I've got to get Mark Kaye more time on the air.
Be careful what you wish for, Jacksonville. You just might get it.
We want us some Mark Kaye.
Where entertaining meets informative.
You make it easier to go to work knowing I get to listen to you for 2 hours a day.
Local stories, local issues.
Just call it like it is. You are standing solid on truth. I love your show, brother.
This is the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
From 10 to noon is the Mark Kaye Show. It's the best 2 hours of radio.
See, and I love that that people are singing our praises, literally in that case, which is fantastic. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining today. So I've been getting inundated with photos, and I'm trying to now post one. For whatever reason, my computer's not letting me post. I'm going to try it from my phone in just a minute. But that's the best thing about having your own radio show. You ask somebody to Photoshop a photo for you, and boom, like 19 people do it. If you want to follow along on Facebook, we've photoshopped the faces of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, or Chancey, as they've come to be known. Which I'm excited. A lot of people. I'm excited. A lot of. Oh, I just checked my email. There's like 9 more in my email. Thank you, guys. Okay, here's what I want you to do next. Take $20, put it in an envelope, and mail it to the Mark Kaye Show, courtesy of Cox Media Group. Actually, probably don't do that. You know what? Who am I to? It's a free country. You do whatever you damn well please with your money. 855-765. 1045 is the number, and it's whatever you want Wednesday. So whatever you want to talk about, that's what we're going to be talking about. John is traveling through Jacksonville. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for asking. What would you want to say, John?
I just wanted to share an experience that I had about relocating to a different country than the United States.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I would love to hear that. What country was it?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Going to retire, and thought that I wanted to go there and live, most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not a wealthy person by any means. Social Security is my income.
Okay, got it.
So I go to a seminar to see what's required, what I have to do, and the first thing I had to do was I'd have to show that I had enough income to support myself if I relocated there.
What? Come on. You actually had to show them that you had enough income to support yourself so you wouldn't be a drain on their finances?
Exactly. And one of the other things that you have to do is join what they call the CAHA. It's their medical thing. I guess it's like Medicare or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to join that, and you pay, I think at that time it was like $130 a month.
Wait a minute. So then you also had to pay them for medical expenses?
That's mandatory. So you to be a resident, not a citizen, a resident.
Yeah.
And the thing that really stood out to me was you cannot work a job that a Costa Rican, they call them Ticos. You cannot work a job that a Tico can do. Not that he will do, but that he can do.
That he can do. Well, which is fine because you were going there to retire anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But, the point is, you're not allowed to work there. So now you can open a business. You can spend your money and open a business, but you cannot work in the business. You can manage it, do the books and stuff like that. But it just got me thinking about everything that goes on with people wanting to come here, and I'm not against immigration whatsoever, but people don't understand what goes on in the rest of the world.
No, they sure don't. And it's like
own little cocoon.
It's like, hey, thanks for the call too, and thanks for sharing that story, Mike. I appreciate it. It's like Donald Trump said when he went to Iraq over Christmas. He said we're not going to be the suckers of the world anymore, and that doesn't just mean trade deals. Being a sucker of the world, that doesn't just mean a trade deal, or that doesn't just mean, being America's policeman or the world's policeman, so that we're going to go out there and we're going to drop our bombs that we pay for with our tax dollars, and we're going to save your butt, and you don't have to pay anything. That's not all it means. It also means we're not going to let you come in here and freeload off of us anymore. And that's part of the whole, we're not going to be the world, suckers for the world anymore. That's all part of that whole statement, America first. That's kind of the whole kit and caboodle. You've got to put your country first. Sean Hannity years ago, he came out with a list. I forget where he got it, but it was a list of all the things you had to do if you wanted to move to Mexico and you were a foreign citizen. If you were an American and you wanted to move to Mexico, and it was very similar to the list that he just shared with us about Costa Rica. You had to prove that you could that you had enough of an income that you could support yourself. You couldn't take a job that another Mexican worker could do. You couldn't even buy property on the water. That's the thing. If you wanted to move to Mexico as an American and you wanted to buy some oceanfront property, you had to offer it to a Mexican first. Or if a Mexican citizen wanted it before you did, you lost out. They didn't want foreigners coming in and buying up the valuable property around the coast of Mexico because, that's why people go to Mexico. Because it's like Florida. They got miles and miles of beautiful beaches. And that's one of it's so stringent. It's so difficult to go there. And that's why that's number one, probably one of the reasons nobody goes there. And very few people are like, hey, I'm going to pack it up and I'm going to go to Mexico and I'm going to live there permanently because they make it so difficult. Costa Rica apparently does the same thing. I'm sure other countries do the same. Not Canada. Anyone can go to. You can go to Canada right now. You can just walk into Canada and be like, what's up, eh? Give me free health care, eh? And they'll do it. Canada's so welcoming. That's what gas and cigarettes and all the stuff that you love to buy in Canada is 2-3 times the price because they have to tax everyone out the yin yang because they're paying for all of these social programs. And if they didn't pay for all the social programs, they would have all of these humanitarian crises. Why? Because they take in everybody. They take in everybody that doesn't want to go to the United States or that the United States turns away or that other countries turn away. When my grandfather, and because my grandfather was in Poland and he immigrated to Canada, and that's why, unfortunately, I was born in Canada. But basically what happened was it was right after World War II, and all of these countries that were helping refugees from all of the other countries that were invaded by the Nazis, people from France, people from Poland, people from Czechoslovakia, people from, wherever the Axis powers had taken over. And now they were left homeless and they had no money and they had no jobs. So they came and they basically set up tables. If the United States came up with a folding table, they set it up. They said, okay, if you want to come to the United States, start in line, get in line. And Canada set up a table and said, hey, you want to come to Canada, eh? Get in line, eh? Single file, eh? Thanks. And what happened was my grandfather went to the America line and apparently he tried to cut. This is totally something my family would do, by the way. He tried to cut in the line, and so people started yelling at him, and he got into a fight, and he was like, fine, I'm not going to America, I'm going to Canada, because the Canadian line was shorter. So he went to the Canadian line, and he got in the end of the Canadian line, so he was so impatient, he didn't want to stand in the American line. He went to the Canadian line. Canada, let him right in. No problem, eh? Welcome to Canada. And then he went to Canada, and then my parents were born, and it was horrible. And then we fled, thank God, back in 1983. And now we're here. Now we're Americans, some of us. But that's basically how easy it is to come into our country and some other countries. And when you look at Canada, it's probably the easiest to immigrate to Canada. And they'll get out there and they'll be like, oh, look how diverse we are, eh? By the way, a liter of gas, because they don't have gallons, a liter of gas, $14.95, eh? You want 20 cigarettes? Okay, no problem. $19.92, eh? That's how much it costs. I swear to God, that's how much it costs. Beer, people are like, oh, Canadian beer is like 9% alcohol. Yeah, and it's also $40 for 12 ounces. The tax it's insane. 855-765-1045 is the number. This is Mike in Jacksonville. Mike, hey, how you doing? Thanks for calling the Mark Kaye Show. What's up?
Doing great. I was just kind of upset with Trump during the elections.
Yeah. During the election. Wait, which elections? The election in 2016 or the election in 2020? Or in 2018, sorry.
For all of the senators in Congress.
Got it, yeah, the midterms.
Why didn't he say, I need help draining the swamp?
Say that to who? To the American people?
To the American people.
Yeah.
I need help draining the swamp. Because, he can't drain the swamp himself. All these people are elected in. So he needs help draining the swamp.
Yeah.
Why didn't he ask for help?
Look, here's the thing, and that's a good point. If you remember the midterms, though, I think the one mistake Donald Trump made was Donald Trump went around during the midterms and he did what he always did. He campaigned. He did what he does best. He held rallies. And he came to Florida and he held rallies to help Ron DeSantis, which was important. And he came to Florida and he held rallies to help Governor Scott, who's now our senator, Senator Scott, to come in here and get those strongholds. He went to Ohio. He went to Iowa. He went all over the place. He was campaigning and rallying and doing what Donald Trump does. He was being Donald Trump. He was trying to get as many Republicans elected to governorships and also to the Senate as he possibly could. And the one thing that he probably neglected to do was focus on some of the races in the House of Representatives. He neglected to go into those House races that were either A, up in the air, or B, that were easily flippable, or C, that were Republican strongholds where the Republicans were in jeopardy. And the reason for that is, number one, there's only so much time. There's only one of him, and there's like 400 and some odd Congress people. There's way more people in Congress who needed help and support. I mean, every single congressperson is running for re-election every 2 years, which means that all of them can turn at any time. And Donald Trump just doesn't have the manpower as one person to hold a rally for every Republican congressperson who was running for election. The other thing is, and the other problem was, that Donald Trump had so many Republicans that were fleeing, that were basically tossing in their hats, that were saying, this is fun, I'm out. This is great. This has been a lot. Trey Gowdy, for example, I love Trey Gowdy, but he retired. Why? Because he wants to go back into private practice? I mean, look, I don't fault anybody for wanting to make their lives better. And like I always say, you don't have to be a career politician, but there's a lot of politicians, there were a lot of Republicans who chose, I think, an inopportune time to retire. And why did they do it? I think they did it because they didn't trust that Donald Trump was going to succeed. And so they wanted to leave so it wouldn't be held on their heads. They wouldn't be to blame. And then they left, and now the Democrats are in power, and he's not going to succeed. And guess what? I blame them anyway. 855-765-1045. Although that's not true. The wall's going to get, but don't worry. It's going to happen. 855-765-1045 is the number. Quick break. We got a few more minutes. Some more of your phone calls. It's whatever you want Wednesday on the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
What is relevant, informative, entertaining, connected, funny, and interactive? Well, Lee checks most of those boxes. This is the Mark Kaye Show on News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, the three big things you need to know.
The woman state troopers say killed a JSO bailiff in a crash on 95 is now charged with DUI manslaughter, making her first appearance in court this morning. The chairman of Sears is on the clock to keep the company open. Eddie Lampert has until this afternoon to fund a deal to keep 425 stores going. As Democrats try to get the government back open today, President Trump ordering FEMA to stop paying disaster relief to California over wildfires. What we know about his reasoning. Jacksonville's News at noon in less than 10 minutes.
This time of year, a few hours can mean the difference between sunny and cool or severe thunderstorms. I'm Action News Jack's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish. Get my first alert forecast every 6 minutes in the morning. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on Jacksonville's Morning News on News 104.5 WOKV.
It's Rich Jones. Where I grew up, the water out of the faucet was great. I mean, I only knew it out of the faucet. Didn't buy bottled water. Well, we moved to Florida and things change, and we waste all that money on bottled water because of the taste that comes from the faucet until you upgrade to a Pelican water system in your home or your condo. We have had one since the spring, and I tell you, every faucet, every time we turn it on, the water tastes great. Schedule your free in-home Pelican water assessment now. Find out how high the chlorine level is. Find out what the scale is doing to your appliances and plumbing. And the Pelican Smart Combo is the only system anywhere that's certified and guaranteed to remove 97% of that chlorine and protect your appliances and plumbing by reducing over 99% of scale salt-free. At 904-500-7638, you can talk to a Pelican specialist and schedule your free in-home water assessment now. You can book online at pelicanjacksonville.com. Mention me, you get $100 off your installation. 904-500-7638.
Hey, it's Mark Kaye from The Mark Kaye Show. Couple things. First of all, thanks so much for making WOKV your #1 station. And thank you for tuning in to The Mark Kaye Show, the fastest growing talk show in Jacksonville. And that's not fake news. I want to return the favor. I want to help you grow your business too. So let's work together. Contact General Sales Manager Bob DeBloy at 245-8732. That's 245-8732. Get your business growing by teaming up with me, Mark Kaye, and The Mark Kaye Show. Call 245-8732. That's 245-8732.
Let's be honest, a jewelry store is not where most guys want to be. Guys like Paul Goodall.
First-time diamond buyers, most of us are engagement ring buyers. We have no idea whatsoever what we're walking into, and we push it off, and we push it off, and we push it off.
But like so many other men, Paul was pleasantly surprised when he walked into Diamonds Direct.
When you go in, you don't have to have a big background in gemology. They don't look down the end of their nose at you, as you would find in some other places, and make you uncomfortable because you're not an expert in diamonds.
But by the time he left, Paul was an expert in diamonds because Diamonds Direct took the time to educate him, show him the inside secrets of the industry, and give him the tools to make a smart decision.
They do a really, really good job of laying out the information for you and not pressing you.
Diamonds Direct, a guy-friendly jewelry store where you're always treated with respect.
The great thing about Diamonds Direct is they alleviate that stress.
So relax, guys. It's Diamonds Direct. We've got your back. Get directions and store hours now at diamondsdirect.com.
Cox Health Marketing is a center of excellence for healthcare marketing. Our specialized team, backed by the vast resources of Cox Media Group, is dedicated to growing your business. Together, we have developed a process that is proven to produce real, impactful results.
Hi, my name is Melody Hutchison with Cox Health Marketing of Northeast Florida. If you're a local practice that wants to grow your business with the right patients and the right procedures, call me, 662-0750. That's 662-0750.
WOKV FM Atlantic Beach, powered by New South Factory Direct Windows. Listen everywhere in the TuneIn Radio app. News 104.5 WOKV, a Cox Media Group station.
What if I told you there was a way to step into another gear for your brain and be much sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only dream about and notice these results in 30 minutes? Hard to believe? Neuroscientists are calling this new brain discovery the biggest advancement in brain science to date. It's called Limitless, the brain pill of the future. Take it, and within 30 minutes, you'll transport your mind to a new level of focus and clarity you would have never thought possible.
I took Limitless, and it started working in minutes. All of a sudden, it felt like a dark cloud had been lifted up right before my eyes. I have a mental clarity I've never felt before.
Biz execs, athletes, teachers, and students are calling Limitless a secret weapon for the brain. You have nothing to lose, so call now and find out how to get a free bottle today.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Limitless. Call 800-681-9041. That's 800-681-9041. Free bottle for a limited time. Call now, 800-681-9041. 800-681-9041.
The WOKV First Alert Forecast.
Breezy and turning cooler today as skies become partly to mostly sunny, highs in the 60s and 8 on the WOKV weather meter. Clear, breezy, and cold tonight. We drop into the mid-30s by morning, but even lower wind chills. And mostly sunny, but a chilly day tomorrow. Your Thursday high 56, down near freezing with a light inland frost for tomorrow night. But then Friday, the start of a warming trend, partly sunny skies, and into the mid-60s in the afternoon. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish for News 104.5 WOKV.
Now, Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic.
There's construction on Blanding Boulevard southbound at Townsend Road. It has the right turn lane blocked, but no delays getting by there. Drivers on the West Beltway southbound, I'm looking at the traffic maps now, and you're free and clear. Just 10 minutes will get you from Blanding over the Buckman Bridge into the 95 ramps in Southside. With Jacksonville's most frequent traffic, I'm Brian Riley.
Traffic in Jacksonville.
I am still stuck in this mess.
Matthews Bridge westbound is at a crawl.
The WOKV Advantage. We've got Sherry in the FDOT 511 Traffic Center.
I'm able to monitor hundreds of traffic cameras, talk with emergency dispatch, and share behind-the-scenes info with you to make sure you get to work on time.
This is where Jacksonville turns first for traffic. News 104.5 WOKV.
Somebody just wrote on Facebook, "You're Polish? That explains a lot." Well, whatever. Hey, it sure does, actually. What's the number? Oh, yeah, 855-765-1045 is the number. 855-765-1045 is the number. Whatever you want Wednesday. We got a couple more minutes, so let's get back to it. Jane in Orange Park, thanks so much for calling. How are you?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, what'd you want to say, Jane?
I just wanted to say I listened to all of the talks last night, and I actually have in my possession the paperwork, the documentation where my grandparents and great-grandparents came in from overseas and got legal status.
Oh, yeah.
Worked here and raised us all, so I'm not against immigration. However, we all seem to forget that the gentleman up there that's trying to do all this for us doesn't even take a paycheck. He donates his paycheck.
Yeah.
But I do not see Mr. Schumer or Ms. Pelosi doing anything of the kind. They're not helping the people. They shouldn't be allowed to come across the borders that way. It has become a matter of security. I don't know about you, but I don't leave my doors unlocked anymore.
No. I do sometimes accidentally, but then my wife yells at me and I stop. But you bring up a great point about immigration. People have been immigrating to this country since it started. I mean, that's the thing. And if you ever go to Ellis Island or you ever go to New York City and you go check it out, you can see the records of the hundreds of thousands of immigrants, especially after the wars, that came into this country and in the 40s. And it's incredible how welcoming this country has been. And even like I said, I'm from Canada and we came here and I was young. I don't remember the whole process, but I remember my parents going all the time, filling out paperwork, talking to lawyers, writing. They paid so much money for whatever reason so that they could get their legal status and become citizens. And then, luckily for me, when I turned 18, because they were citizens, I could go and I could apply. And I had to take an English proficiency exam, which I explained to the people. I'm like, dude, I don't speak any other languages. I'm sorry. If you want to come to the United States, you have to take an English proficiency exam. I don't know if they still do that, though, because I know a lot of people that are in this country and they don't understand me when I'm talking. And they were born here. Oh, you know what? Never mind. That's totally different then. 855-765-1045 is the number. This is Steve in Jacksonville. Steve, thanks for calling the Mark Kaye Show. How are you?
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
I think the present situation probably makes the best case of why we need term limits for everyone in Congress. The founding fathers envisioned that people would come to the government and do their job for a short period of time and then go home.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
I'm a huge fan of term limits. When Governor DeSantis was Congressman DeSantis, I had him on my show when it was on Sunday nights, and I talked to him about that because he and Ted Cruz, when DeSantis first got elected to the Congress, the first thing he did was go up there and partner with Ted Cruz and say, we need term limits for Congress. And they were going to grandfather in all the old fogies who've been there because they knew they wouldn't get support from anybody if they thought, hey, this is your last 2 years with a job. So they were going to grandfather you in, but anybody newly elected would be limited. And they figured out it was like 4 terms for a congressman, 2 for a senator. I mean, it made sense. They put a lot of thought into it. And one of the biggest problems you have when these people can just sit around forever is that you can't even get on a committee or get a committee chairmanship unless you've been there for 12 years. And Congressman DeSantis said it's impossible. You have to be there for 10 years before you're even considered for any kind of committee chairmanship. And that's why you have the same old people coming back over and over again. And that's why when Nancy Pelosi gets power, she's just, boom, automatically third in line for the presidency. Hey, we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow with more of the Mark Kaye Show. Stay tuned. Rush Limbaugh and the news next on News 104.5 WOKV.